Christmas morning. The fire crackled behind her like it had somewhere else to be. She stood there in her red dress, holding a manila envelope as if it were a present. The same smile she used when she used to kiss me goodnight, polished, practiced, hollow. Her work husband, as she liked to joke, leaned against the counter, sipping champagne. His laugh hit first, sharp, confident. "Time to pay up," he said, watching her slide the papers across the table. Divorce papers. I didn't flinch, didn't blink, just signed. The pen moved like it already knew this was how it ended. She looked surprised, maybe disappointed that I didn't break, that I didn't beg, that I didn't even ask why. When I was done, I smiled once, a small, deliberate cut across the silence. Then I handed her lawyer a box, gift-wrapped, neat, quiet. "Merry Christmas," I said. He opened it, read what was inside. His face drained of color like someone pulled the blood right out of him. He leaned close to her ear and whispered, trembling, "You need to start begging, now." That was the first sound of fear I'd heard from that side of the table, and I knew it was time for my turn to speak. It started months earlier, little things. Her phone face down during dinner. The smell of a man's cologne on her scarf. A sudden obsession with staying late at work. At first I told myself stories, that it was stress, that she was tired, that maybe I had changed. But the truth? I just didn't want to believe the woman who once held my hand through every storm was now the storm itself. I didn't raise my voice, didn't confront her. I just watched. The way she smiled at her phone, thinking I wasn't looking. The way her coworker's name came up in every story. Her work husband, she'd say, laughing. A harmless joke. That's how betrayal always starts. I began keeping track. Times, dates, subtle inconsistencies. Not rage, not revenge, just data. Cold, organized, factual. Because when love dies, evidence is all that remains. I bought a small flash drive, hid it in my car's glove compartment. Every few days, I transferred what I found. Emails, messages, photos. The truth started building itself, brick by brick, until it was undeniable. Then came the finances, their little side trips labeled as company retreats, the hidden hotel bookings under her corporate card. I didn't react, didn't even lose sleep. Instead, I started planning, quietly, methodically. I knew her lawyer, smug, overconfident, the kind of man who never thought the prey could bite back. And her work husband? Married, with 2 children. A man who called himself righteous while playing house in the shadows. So I gathered what I needed. Text messages, photos, transaction receipts. Enough to ruin careers, reputations, entire lives. But I didn't want ruin, not yet. I wanted silence. That heavy kind that makes people hear their own guilt. The night before Christmas, I called her lawyer. Told him I'd sign everything without contest. He sounded pleased, too pleased. Perfect. I slid the flash drive into a small velvet box and attached one printed document, a detailed account of their affair, supported by timestamps, photos, and a legal letter addressed to his wife. The irony, his signature was already on one of the hotel receipts. He just didn't remember signing it. When I handed him that box across the table, I didn't say a word. He opened it, froze, and read the first few lines. Then, like clockwork, he whispered to her, his voice trembling, jaw tight. "You need to start begging, now." She looked at me then, for the first time in months, really looked, and saw that I wasn't angry, just done. That's what terrified her most. She reached for me, fingers shaking. "We can fix this. I just made mistakes." Mistakes don't have hotel check-ins. Mistakes don't call you baby in text threads meant for someone else. I didn't say it out loud. I didn't need to. She could see it in my eyes. The distance, the end. Her lawyer tried to speak, to explain, but his voice cracked under the weight of his own exposure. I stood, slid the signed papers toward her, and whispered, "You win." Then nodded toward the box. "Keep the gift. You'll need it." She didn't open it again. She already knew what was inside. Her own reflection and printed form. Outside, snow was falling. The air smelled clean, honest. I walked to my car, started the engine, and watched the house disappear in the rearview mirror. Inside, they were unraveling. Two liars realizing the game had been over long before they played their last move. I felt nothing. No pity, no joy, just quiet. People think revenge is loud, screaming, chaos, broken glass. It's not. It's silence. It's walking away knowing they'll never have peace again. The kind of silence that follows truth when it finally walks into the room. And that was my Christmas gift to them. The truth. Wrapped, delivered, and irreversible.